You just gotta be careful because you never know what's hanging out in the fridge that is totally expired. What's shaking bacon? I'm Joni Simon. Welcome to my studio. And if you ever visit this fine establishment, I just need you to be aware that there are expired foods that we keep around on purpose. Because there are a couple of things that we frequently need on set, and we find though, even though they're expired, they still look good. So the third one is actually 4 years old, and they still look great. The very first one to watch out for is prop coffee, which whenever somebody calls for coffee on set, we need coffee in a scene, we all say, prop coffee. You know, the Hot Pockets jingle. Hot Pockets. Anyway, we capture a lot of baked goods around here, and it's always nice to just like sneak a little cup of coffee into the corner of a scene, but we don't want to keep making fresh cups of coffee all the time. We don't want to waste it. And plus, a lot of times we're using vinyl backdrops, and you don't want to put anything hot directly on them because it'll cause them to warp. So to solve this problem, anytime we've made prop coffee, we just stick it in a deli container, keep it in the fridge, label it prop coffee, also including the date because we're organized like that. Although let's be honest, Brendan's the one who's organized like that. But then we can keep it in the fridge, bust it out from shoot to shoot so that we are never without coffee that we can't just pop into the scene. It's cold, so it's not gonna warp the backdrop. And then we just, once we're done, stick it back in the deli, back in the fridge for next time. Now, eventually the cream does get weird, but it honestly does take a couple months. So for example, this coffee, she's been hanging out there a solid 6 weeks. She's doing great. So then expired item number 2 is prop wine. And this one in particular is actually 2 years old at this point. So now something you might already know is that if you ever put wine into a scene, specifically red wine into a scene, it appears black. And so you see, for example, in a photo like this where it looks red, it's likely been diluted. That's how we get the color to come through. We always dilute the red wine so we can see the red color. But we got tired of continually diluting the wine and then tossing it because nobody wants diluted wine afterward, right? And so instead we put it in this little carafe. It's got about 2 glasses worth inside it, and we just keep it in the fridge. But then when we need some wine in a scene, we pop it out, pour it in the glasses, pop it in the scene. We get the shot and back into the fridge it goes. So we got the prop wine, we got the prop coffee, both hanging out in the fridge. So again, careful if you venture into my fridge. So then number 3, I know you're gonna especially love this one, is that these eggs are 4 years old. There was a 2-year period here at the Simon Ranchito when we raised turkeys, and this was Mr. Simon's harebrained idea. But one of the best parts about raising those turkeys was their eggs, because they were this beautiful, speckly, like perfect little browns. The colors, they were just perfect for food photography. So I started collecting like the most especially beautiful ones in a basket, and I just kept it at the back of the fridge, and they kind of kept accumulating over time. And then I kept hanging on to them because I didn't want to part with them because they're so pretty, and they weren't smelling. So I was like, it's fine. And now here we are 4 years later, and I still have them. And we actually just keep them on a shelf because the funny part of these things is that the insides must have totally dehydrated. Like if you kind of go like this, you can hear a little bouncy ball bouncing around inside. I'm assuming that's the yolk and whatever else was inside just dehydrated and turned into rubber. You hear that? Of course, it's like stuck. Did I break it? Did I finally break my ancient eggs? Oh. But they're always ready to go to add to a scene whenever we need farm fresh eggs, or in this case, not so fresh. But so now I gotta know, do you have any expired foods like this? Things that you keep around that you're like, but it's so beautiful, I'm gonna hang on to it. I'd love to know. Share with me down in the comments. But thanks as always for stopping by the studio. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon. Bye. But oh, stay out of trouble too. I forgot to say that.